In this video we're going to look at speeding up movement, so making it look like you're almost the flash style effect from moving left to right or running in any way, shape or form. As always, going to go into project and drag in the footage. So the footage we've got here is of a student just going from left to right. So the footage we have here is a student just walking across and then coming back. To do this effect even better, when you're filming, your best bet is to have some dead time before you move, have the movement, have some dead time when you're at your spot, and then move again. So try not to move straight away like this clip is, but we'll see how this comes out. So I'm going to drag that in and drag that down for a new composition. So we now have our footage in After Effects. What you want to do is split the clip, or split the layer, at each point where you're going to have that movement and that ending section. So we're going to, he starts to walk about there, so I'm going to put my first split layer. He gets to the position around about there and then repeat. So I'm going to say he moves there and there. Now we're going to rename our layers so we know what we're working with. We're going to rename all of our layers where the fast action is going to happen. So this layer here, and this layer here. We're now going to play with our time, so I'm going to select my layer, right click, time, and go down to time stretch. I'm going to change these, and as always you can play around with the effect you like the most. I'm going to make them 20. You'll notice that the duration of the clip changes. So at 100 this is running for 1 second 24. When I go to 20 it's dropped down. And you'll notice that reflected in the timeline. I'm then going to go to fast 2 and do the same thing. I'm now going to match up all of my clips back in the timeline, so just drag them all so they're all connected once more. Let's just get rid of this audio. So if we run a test we can just kind of see how the movement across the screen is sped up. So that's the most basic level, you can get that quicker movement. So we have the sped up effect, but now let's play around with how it actually looks on the screen. So let's play around with making it look like it's blurry and shaking, so it feels like the actual speed is affecting even the camera and the people around it. So over in Effects, I'm going to grab Force Motion Blur and drag that onto my fast 1. So automatically you can see there's a bit of blur in the movement now. If we hit the drop down arrow, go to Effects, as always we can play around with the effects. So we can turn this up to have greater effect, and also the shutter angle. So you'll notice the difference between the first fast movement, it blurs. The second one doesn't have that blurring going on. And again, you can turn this up as much as you want. Once you're happy with your final effect there, we don't have to repeat it, we can just copy and paste to save ourselves some time. So once you're happy with how this looks, I like it a bit better now with the extra effect there. Might go a bit higher. Once you're happy with that, you can simply copy this effect. I just did Command C, Command V, and you'll notice that the effect is also on our second speed. so that saves you having to enter it in twice. So if I go back and play this, you now have the sped up effect along with that influence on the camera. So we get the shutter, we get the blur, and it looks like they're going a lot faster. As always, some sound effects in here would make this much better, so kicking those in just as the speeding up occurs.